All right, so we're back at it again today in Lumion, and during this session, we're gonna wrap up this project. All right, so when I look at this Lumion environment, the first thing that I need to add some more detail to before we finish this out is the entire environment. It's kind of lacking, it's definitely lacking trees along the ridgeline, and I think that we can breathe some more life into it by adding some actual 3D grass objects and maybe even some real boulders or logs or we'll take a look through the different plant library and object library and see if we can just kind of brush some more detail onto this site. Let's get to it. Okay, so in Lumion, I need to be on my Objects tab, and then I want to click on the Place tool. And when I click on that Place tool, I now have all of my different nature library categories. And I think where I want to start is with grass. So I'm just going to kind of zoom in over here and just make a guess about like what kind of grass, 3D grass, would I want to put in here. And so, you know, you could do a few tests. We could drop like our green grass. We could drop in, here's like a rough grass cluster. That doesn't really, that might look okay, but it's a little bit dark. And we have like a big cluster. And so you can really just kind of check all these different models. These might be a little bit promising. Let's see, thick grass cluster. I mean, what I like about this thick grass cluster is the coloring on it fits in much better. So I think I am going to go with that. And let's see, is there anything else we should be aware of? So yeah, okay. So I think what we're going to do is work with our thick grass cluster, and yeah, it's really any of these are going to be good. Okay. I just don't want to have like that much contrast between them. And you can also tweak the colorization of them, but I don't particularly like getting into that either. All right. So when I'm going to place this grass, I want to use a paint placement. All right. So we have the option for like single placement, mass placement, cluster placement, and paint placement. That's one of the new features. I forget now if that was new in 10 or what, but we're going to go with a paint placement. And you can choose the different densities here. So I'm just going to leave it right there at 0.3. That's fine for now. And let's just try it. Shoot, I got to actually click on one of these grass objects and then click and drag. And you can see it dropping all of that grass in there like that. How cool is that? All right, so what the paint placement is actually doing is you set the density here. And if I were to set the density lower, I can just go right back over this and you can see that it's kind of thinning things out like that, or I can all out erase like that. So I guess the point is you want to set your density and then you got to kind of brush on everything. And look at that, I just went over the house. So let's just erase everything, and I'll be a little bit more careful this time. And we'll get rid of all these different objects like that. All right, and then let's kind of look at it from above. And then I really just want to focus my efforts in this area here because, you know, this is really the only place it's going to make a true difference. So again, we'll go back to our paint placement, give it maybe a little bit more density, and then click and drag and go around my house. And now that way, when I'm down here looking up at, you know, we get these kind of different swatches or swaths of 3D grass like that. All right. So I think those are going to help like in that kind of immediate background, you know, having some extra disruption to those computer tile type textures. And I think I'll add some more like right in there too, but I don't really need to go for the whole site. I just want to focus on like right here in the immediate area. All right. So then up next, maybe I'll choose a different one. And then we'll just run through it again like that. And maybe get a little bit right here. And then pick another one and do the exact same thing. Just so we get some like nice variety happening like that. All right, let's go take a look at that and just see the difference. All right, so there we go. Now, it is possible if I say okay, confirm that, and then go back to my select tool and select one of these guys. You know, you can change the green selection saturation, which ultimately affects the green selection hue. That's what I really want to do. So I'm going to select all identical objects And then watch what happens when I change the hue. You know, you can kind of tweak it around, but I found that these settings are just a little bit temperamental. It can be a little challenging to get it exactly the way you want it, but that looks pretty good. It fits in pretty nicely. I'll select this guy, click select all identical objects, and then again, just, you know, kind of get up close on it so I can get a better idea of what I'm doing, and change that green selection hue and just kind of make it not have so much contrast. All right, then what about these guys out here? I'm guessing these are maybe different too. Select all identical. Yeah, those we already messed with. I think we're in good shape. Let's see. Let's go take a look at some of our renderings here just to get a feel for like how that shows up. So see how that shows up there? Like there's a lot more disruption in that grass and everything there. You can see it's looking a little bit better here. I still don't love that hillside there. And same thing with this. You know, we're seeing a lot of that tiling pattern up there. So I think for that, we're going to throw some trees all along that hillside and just kind of soften that landscape texturing going on. Let's see if there's like another one. Maybe, yeah, this will be kind of cool. Yeah, so you can really see it helping there, but we need some more attention back there. And then is there one where we're kind of looking back? Yeah, that one, it didn't really help too much. This one is kind of interesting. I guess I would make a point here that, you know, this house does sit near other homes, but that's not exactly what we're focused on. We're not real concerned about context. We're more concerned about this house and what it looks like. And we don't know what the other houses are going to be next door. So let's just kind of fill it in with some convincing natural background there. So if you like this video, click the BD button to subscribe to our channel. Every week we post new videos covering SketchUp, layout, Lumion, and our Condoc Tools extension. If you are a professional architect or interior designer, you are going to love our tutorials.